Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Be Fabbo Podcast. Super excited to have you here. Today, we're going to dive into a theme that's both powerful and inspiring: resilience. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Bobby, we've talked about resilience in a recent episode. Yes, we did. But resilience is something that I think all of us need more of. As creative entrepreneurs, as CEO, as leaders, as women in sports, whatever hat you're wearing. Resilience is a foundation that we can build any type of success that we want to define on. And I shared on Monday and Monday Motivation over on my IG and LinkedIn account. You're all following me there, right? Both those places, Instagram, LinkedIn. Shameless plug. But I shared a quote from Serena Williams. A champion is defined not by their wins, but how they can recover from it when they fall. This perspective shifts the spotlight from success to the courage and determination it takes to overcome setbacks. So, that drink, whatever it is that you do when you listen to me and share this space with me, get ready to do it. We're going to dive in right after this break, friends. Welcome to my little corner of the podcast world. I'm Bobby Brinkman, your host and guide on this transformational journey of business and personal growth. Known as a confidence and motivational instigator, I'm also a speaker, transformational leader, and a mindset coach. But more importantly, I'm here to empower you to transform your business and life with actionable strategies, inspiring stories, valuable resources, and connections. The Be Fabbo Podcast is a space where creatives tune in to fuel their growth, ignite their energy, tap into the power of their purpose and passion to build thriving businesses and lives while becoming the best version of themselves. Together, we'll dive into the mindset and motivation you need to achieve success on your own terms. Because, my friends, if you're doing what you love, it should bring you profit, purpose, and joy. We'll also shed light on the essential topics like imposter syndrome, self-care, setting boundaries, and overcoming that negative self-talk. I'm here to cheer you on and remind you to be your biggest fan, to be your own hero, helping you overcome any obstacles in your entrepreneurial journey. Through engaging solo episodes and insightful conversations with inspiring guests who will bring their own stories, experiences, and expertise to the conversation. Together, we're going to cultivate a Fabbo community of heart-centered, confident entrepreneurs and leaders that are ready to continue to make meaningful impact. So once again, I'm Bobby Brinkman, your host, here to support you every step of the way. With a steadfast commitment to empowerment, mindset, motivation, and momentum, we're going to pave the way for thriving businesses and lives that we genuinely deserve. Time to motivate, educate, and celebrate who you are and where you are here on the Be Fabbo Podcast. So friends, grab your earbuds, hit that play button, and get ready to embrace what makes you Fabbo and take action to build the business and life that you want and deserve. So grateful and appreciative of sharing space with me throughout this podcast. Now let's get back to the show. All right, glad to be in your earbuds on this side of the break. In episode 90, I gave a shout out to celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day, sharing female athletes whose achievements, resilience, and spirit have left an indelible mark on the sports world and beyond. So you had a chance to listen to that. I highly encourage you to check it out. That's episode 90. We'll set the stage a little bit for more information as we dive in today. So you can have one without the other, but if you want to continue this conversation, episode 90, 91, and 92, kind of all going together with the theme, I think, for the month, right? Building on that foundation, this episode will zoom in on the essence of what it takes to make a true champion. Now, I'm not just talking about sports, although I could do that for hours. We're talking about life. I could do that for hours. Business, man, I could do that for hours. So I guess all three of my favorite subjects are in this episode. And the universal journey towards achieving our goals, our wishes, our desires, our dreams, all of it. Today, we're going to cover that mindset, motivation, and momentum that drives champions. As I mentioned before, both on the field and the boardroom, however it is, whatever hat you're wearing, whatever role you're in, resilience is going to play a huge part. We're going to hear some stories of incredible women who have faced adversity head on, transformed some challenges into triumphs, and we'll discover how these lessons can empower each of us in our personal and professional lives. So, whether you're facing a setback, navigating a tough transition, or maybe you're simply looking for that spark of motivation to keep pushing forward, I do believe this episode might be that spark for you. So let's dive into a champion's journey of resilience, learning how to embrace our falls and stepping stones for greater heights. Let's talk a little bit about the champion's mindset. In the world of sports, a champion's journey is often glamorized by all the victories and the highs and the records that they break, and just all the things, the monumental things that they do. However, the true essence of a champion, Doug, lies much deeper. It's the grittiness. It's those never seen moments, or definitely not behind the scene moments, that we don't get a glimpse of, that determine resilience and recovery. Serena Williams' insight into champions being defined as not by their wins, but how they recover when they fall, opens up that following conversation on the champion's mindset. A mindset that is not just reserved for the athletic arena, friends, but it can be applicable to each of us in our daily lives and our professional careers. Think about how many times in life and in business you've had to bounce back. You've had to be rubber and just bounce back. You hit the ground, you got to come back up. Not always a necessity, but because you really don't want to fail. In your mind, that negative thought kept saying to you, I told you couldn't do it. You weren't ready for it. So sometimes you want to stay down there. But by jiggy, you got to get up. We talked in the last episode, 91, about leaving those limiting beliefs behind, getting rid of those. I want you to keep doing that. Something you have to work on daily. It's a routine you have to get into. Right? So we can all use some champion mindset as we go through our life, our business, our careers, on the field, off the field, raising kids, raising pets, whatever it is we're doing, we're going to have a foundation of resilience built in. It's going to be one of the pillars, right? So resilience, the heart of a champion. Resilience stands as the bedrock in the champion's mindset, signifying so much more than the ability to bounce back. It embodies the spirit of growth through adversity. The lessons that we learn every time we fail, and the strength that we gain every time we fail. That's resilience. It's the resilience that transforms setbacks into stepping stones towards greater strength, greater wisdom, greater opportunity. I want you to think back to a moment when you might have been captivated by the drama of one of your favorite Olympic events, where your favorite female athletes was on the verge of making history. That anticipation, hope, the sheer excitement of watching someone give their all for that gold medal moment, or simply deliver their best personal best. Perhaps you're a steadfast supporter of a team that, despite its best efforts and all the trades and all the money spent to get the players, hasn't cinched that title, but returns each season with an undying passion and determination. Maybe closer to home, you're cheered on a family member or a spouse whose love for the sport is unwavering, despite the bruises and soreness, showing up game after game with the heart of a champion. These moments, whether witnessed on the global stage or in our backyards, really do encompass the essence of resilience. The path of recovery that athletes embark on isn't confined to physically healing. It's a mental and emotional journey where we get these setbacks that is not an endpoint, but a catalyst for growth. I want to say that again for you. Whether you're a pro athlete, high school athlete, whether you're the CEO of a company of 5,000 people, or you are self-leading yourself as a solo entrepreneur, every single time that something has went wrong or you didn't reach that mark, it hurts physically and mentally. And that's an emotional journey. And that's the journey where you have to take each setback as not an end, but as a start for what's about to come. This resilience will inspire you, will offer you a vivid illusion of how setbacks and defeats and even injuries are not merely obstacles, but opportunities for growth and improvement. Personally speaking, many of you know I have rods in my back. I have some other metal on my body. Those were career athletic injuries ending for me. The rods in my back also really put a halt to my professional sports photography career. Insurance reasons, couldn't get to where I needed to get. I had to understand that the pain in my back would prevent me from being more successful or giving my all, my personal best. And I was becoming a hindrance to others around me for fear of hitting me or running over me with their cameras or getting out of the way. So I had to make the decision. So that hurt physically, hurt mentally and emotionally that I had to give up something that I desired to be my whole life. I knew I wanted to be a sports photographer. I had to set that aside. But that's my story. When I tell you that the obstacle that I faced and had to rechange and recharge and what am I going to do next? All that self-doubt filled in. All that I wasn't worthy enough fit in. All that why did I have to get hurt? Why me? All set in. But I gave it my personal best for many years. So it was time to move on. So what opportunities did the work that I do, the work that I had done, provide for me? What doors could my big camera lens push open for me? Harnessing the perspective in our own lives, being recognizing that our paths to recovery, be it from a personal setback, an injury setback, professional challenge, are also multifaceted. These journeys of mental, emotional growth, resilience become our fuel for advancing, not just for the previous state that we're in, but for new heights, new goals, and new ways that we want to achieve. Resilience. As observed in athletes that we admire and the champions in our lives, remind us that our passions for our pursuits, despite the falls and the failures, is what truly defines a successful career, a successful life, a successful purpose. Getting back up, showing how strong we are, showing how much we want the next opportunity or the next chapter. So as we reflect on these narratives of resilience, let's draw some inspiration from them. Let's recognize and embrace our own challenges, viewing them through the lens of growth and opportunity. Whether it's sports, business, personal endeavors, adapting the heart of a champion means seeing beyond the bruises and the setbacks, understanding that each step back is a step set up for a greater comeback. Every step back is a step up for a greater comeback. Now, how can we apply this champion's mindset? We can apply the champion mindset to our own lives if we start reframing our perspectives on failures and setbacks, viewing them not as the end, but an integral step to the journey to success. Now, I know myself and everybody else tells you it's not about falling down. It's the lesson you learn from it. There's something positive out of it. Let's find the silver lining. And friends, that's true. Because it wasn't ready for you right now. And nothing really to do with you. It just maybe that wasn't meant for you at that moment. And in my case, it wasn't meant for me to be a professional athlete. It just wasn't going to be in my cards. But how could I still serve in something that I wanted to do? How could I marry my photography and my love for sports? My love for photography came along after my sports career ended. But I was always engulfed and paying attention to the photographers that were around me, taking pictures of me. I knew, that interests me. I love the story side of it. I liked when they shared stories and could talk about the athletes or the CEOs or anybody that's doing anything. I wanted to know about what made you tick. How did it make you tick? And I knew I couldn't be a writer. My dyslexia was just far too hard for that. Now, fast forward in 2024, I have tools that help me with that. But I want you to remember that when you can't figure something out or you don't see a way out of it, you still can add value and bring your expertise to whatever it is that you want to do. That's how you're going to get that comeback. So when I say to you and when others say to you, a setback is a learning opportunity. When you fall down, learn. It's true, my friends. It's true. We have to start cultivating resistance by setting small and achievable goals that will lead to our larger objectives, practicing persistence and maintaining that positive, growth-oriented attitude. Mindset, mindset, mindset. Practice, practice, practice. Showing up consistently. Doing the same thing over and over and again. You did it once, you might have to do it again. And if this is your first time out trying anything or going for the big win, that's what you want to call it. If you want to go for your big risk, what's that look like? Persistence, maintaining positive attitude. Go for it, my friends. So as we move through this episode today, I want to explore some concepts, further drawing lessons from the sports world that can inspire and guide you on your professional and personal endeavors. The champion's mindset is innate. It's not just for them. It's built on a challenge, one challenge at a time. And it's available to all of us, ready to be harnessed to spark our own journeys of resilience, determination, and success. Now, motivation through adversity. In the journey of every champion, adversity plays a role. It's a both formidable opponent and invaluable teacher. Setbacks and failures that the athletes encounter aren't just obstacles to overcome, but they're catalysts for motivation, pushing individuals to dig deeper, reach further, and strive harder. This instinctive motivation, born out of adversity, is a powerful force that will drive athletes to extraordinary achievements. But how do they do that? And more importantly, how can you bring this into your life? How can it have a force? You struggle with hiring people. You struggle with finding a team. You struggle with maybe the commercial building you're in. All these things are adversities. This is your sports world. Your business is your field. Whatever your passion project you're working on, that's your sport. So what adversities do you see and how do you get that motivation? You've heard me say before, fear can drive motivation. Success can drive motivation. Which one are you going to let lead you? Find the combination of the both, right? So if we transform these setbacks, whatever they are, whatever we're going through, into fuel, that is going to be key in transforming our perspectives on what just happened or did not happen. Instead of viewing them as a sign of defeat, I want you to start thinking of them as opportunities. Again, here I say it again. What did I learn from this? What could I have done better or differently? But what did I learn through that process? When an athlete faces defeat or injury, they go back to the drawing board. Yes, they have 1,000 coaches and they have all these people and sometimes they have all the right tools at the right place that might speed them up. What do you have? Look around you. Who can you surround yourself with to motivate you up? To let you wallow in a little self-pity if you need to, but to tell you to pull up your pants and move forward. Where do you find your people? Who do you surround yourself with? Analyze what went wrong, why it didn't work. Maybe you had a new service that you thought was great on paper. Nobody understood it. Maybe you rushed so far to get a tech app out that you missed some of the dots and some of the T's. You still went for it. Clap your damn self on the back because you went for it. So now, go back to the drawing board. How can it improve? It just wasn't ready for you yet. So change that mindset of yet. It didn't fail. It just didn't work right now. This reflective process will turn disappointments into detailed maps for future success. Now, maintaining that motivation in the face of constant challenges requires more than just a shift in perspective, my friends. It's a strategy, and it demands a strategy. So I'm going to give you some ways to maintain motivation. Some of them are inspired by the sports world, right? I gave some of these steps in the maintaining motivation with the champions theme. So let me add in a few of these. Back in episode 9091, I shared some more, but I'm going to put some more here that will really hone in on entrepreneurs and leaders. I want you to construct a motivation board. Some athletes have these big visualization successes, right? So they visualize it. Have you ever seen a skier at the top of the hill, at the Olympics especially? You sit there and you see them going back and forth. They have their eyes closed, their helmets are on, their goggles are on, but you see them holding their sticks and their skis and they're wobbling and they're going back and forth. They're visualizing what it's like to get on that path. You often see runners at the start block, standing there, visualizing the steps, picking up their legs to the hurdles. You see athletes, not steps on, very superstitious. Don't step on the lines. Don't step here. Only come out of the dugout on this way. Only take the ice. Always lead with your left skate first. All these things, they visualize it. They know what's going on. So create a physical or digital motivation board filled with images and quotes and symbols of what you want to accomplish, inspirations, and the legacy that you want to build. This goes beyond a traditional vision board, but incorporates aspects of why you started, what you did, the milestones you aim to achieve. It's also going to have some of the milestones that you had that you might have stumbled on, but are going to make it better. And the deeper motivations behind your goals. Regular interaction with your motivation board can serve as a powerful daily reminder of your why, keeping you driven even through adversity. It tells your story. What legacy do you want to leave, my friends? What legacies do you want to build? I want you also to embrace discomfort as that growth signal. Athletes understand that discomfort is often a precursor to improvement, signaling areas where growth was needed. Take this principle and apply it by stepping into discomfort in your personal and professional lives, recognizing it as an opportunity to signal growth. When faced with a new challenge or a task outside your comfort zone, instead of shying away, lean into it, my friends, with the understanding that discomfort means you're on the right path to learning and improvement. How many times have you heard me say, if you see me speak in person, you know I say all the time, things are the hardest when they're about to explode for you. Things are the hardest to see. Things are the toughest. More self-doubt comes in when that next big thing, that next big goal that you're about to cross, that next win is about to happen. You're at your most discomfort. Stepping out of your comfort zone and facing it. That's how you push forward. Incorporating these strategies into your routine can often find new ways to fuel your motivation. Inspired by the principles that drive champions in sports to excel. Embracing the comfort as a single signal for growth and creating a tangible representation of your motivations and aspirations, you can maintain a dynamic and inspired path towards achieving your goals, mirroring the tenacity and the vision of the world's most successful athletes. Let's talk about the ripple effect of motivation. The remarkable thing about motivation is the ripple effect. When we push through adversity with determination and grace, we not only advance our goals, but we inspire those around us. This is evident in the stories of female athletes who, through their own resilience and achievements, motivate a new generation of champions in sports and beyond. And I'm going to give a shout out to my girls because February 7th was National Girls and Women in Sports Day. I'm always going to be a proponent for women in sports. In doing so, you're not only going to leverage and pursue your own success, but you're going to inspire all those around you. That is the ripple effect, friends. Remember the lessons of these incredible athletes. Transfer adversity into motivation. Use it to propel towards your own goals. In doing so, you will be somebody who's part of that ripple effect. Building and sustaining momentum, the ripple effect in action. Navigating through those challenges and triumphs on your path to success. Understanding how you build and sustain momentum will become crucial. It's one thing to find motivation in the face of adversity, as we've discussed in this episode and others, but it's another to channel that motivation into continuous forward-moving action. This momentum, much like sports, is what keeps advancing towards our goals, even when the initial rush of motivation has waned away. You can't find it anymore. You can't muster it up. It's there, my friends. And when you create a momentum playbook, just as every athlete has a training regime designed to build strength, agility, and endurance, we too in the business world can develop a playbook for building momentum in our personal and professional lives. Here's some examples when you consider these strategies. Implement a progress ritual. Oral concept from the athletic training by establishing daily or weekly rituals focused on progress. Now, I can tell you, as an athlete, I would wake up in the morning, I would eat this, I would do this, I would have my nap. It was a structured day. Most athletes and even those in the military really like the structure and they follow it better. These rituals can involve reviewing your goals, set your priorities for the day of the week, and reflect on what you learn every time you put these down. Every one of these progresses, every one of these rituals, what have you learned? Just as athletes dedicate specific times to training, recovery, and mental preparedness, rituals can also help you dedicate focused time to nurture your momentum. Working on some new pricing. Make sure you set that down. Hold yourself accountable. By Friday, I'll have new pricing ready to go for next month. Or next month, we're going to implement a new service or product. Or next month, I'm going to hire 2 new people. I'm going to promote somebody to a leadership role, and I'm going to look for 2 new people to come onto our team. Progress rituals. Follow it. Do it. Get into the routine. Then I want you to leverage the compound effect. In the sports world, small, consistent efforts lead to significant improvements over time. This principle is known as the compound effect. It's also in business as well, but most of us know it, especially from sports. It's the little things that we do every single day that lead to big results. Athletes do the same thing. So again, I talked about superstitions. What shoes can make us go faster? What uniforms make us swim or run faster? All these things apply. In business, same way. What new tech tool makes life easier? How do I get 2 minutes back from here so I can have 2 minutes more to do this, right? Those compound things. What are the small things we can do now to maximize those big results? It can be an array of and apply to any arena by taking those small incremental changes and improvements into your habits, your decisions, and your actions. These changes will compound, friends, and they will lead to substantial growth and achievement that you define on your own. Now, the ripple effect of momentum. The beauty of building momentum is not just in the achievements we unlock for ourselves, but also in the impact our journey has on others. Our persistence, our dedication, our growth create a ripple effect, inspiring everyone around us to pursue their own paths, to give them the courage to do something that they might have seen us doing, but they didn't think they had, dare I say, the balls to do it. Surround yourself with those people that want to cheer for you, but that also will push you out of your comfort zone. Be a person that pushes others out of their comfort zone. Be a leader that hears and sees and appreciates and offers opportunities for those people. Push them to their own path of success by their definition. Just as we draw inspiration for champion sports, our actions and attitude can motivate our peers, our teams, and even our communities. Consider the athletes go through the relentless pursuit of excellence. They're inspiring this new generation to dream bigger, work harder, and achieve more. Just like us, the next generation has more tools and more things to help them be better and greater. So do we as entrepreneurs and leaders. We're constantly better than we were for the generation behind us. The work we do now will help those ahead of us. And there's plenty of people in our generation who are going to make the next generation do things faster, easier, have more time. So many things that we can learn, right? So mark by the momentum that you are building something and that you can sustain it. Encourage others to embark on their own journey and go after those things that might be missing. If somebody brings you an idea that you've never thought about, empower them to pursue it. If somebody brings to you an idea that saves time or saves money in your company, give them the opportunity to explore it and grow it. Encourage them to be that change. So as we close this segment, I want you to commit to not only building your momentum, but also mindful of the broader impact your journey has. Let's strive to be a positive force, creating ripples of inspiration and empowerment through our actions, our resilience, and our success. I want to close today because we've come on this journey through the heart of what it means to be a true champion. Remember, champion is not merely defined by victories, but the resilience shown in the face of adversity, the determination to rise after a fall, and the momentum built through consistent effort and growth. It's about the battles being fought, silent battles in our own minds, the quiet hours of training, and the moments of choosing to stand up one more time when it would have been easier to stay down. The quiet moments on a drive home after you didn't get the job that you bid on, or you thought you had a great meeting and something just wasn't right. The quiet moments of you sitting alone, telling yourself that you weren't worthy, or that telling yourself you didn't deserve it. It's easier to just say, I'm not going to try again. Maybe you don't want to be a business owner anymore. Maybe you just determine, I can't lead like this. I'm not worthy of being a leader. That is what a champion is made of, because you get out of that car and you go do what you need to do. And the next day you go back to your office, you go back to work, you go back to your team, and you're working on a solution. You got up. You give yourself some grace because you went for it. You went for it. It would have been easier for you to stay down, but you decided to reach in that champion heart of yours and move forward. We've been inspired some incredible women in sports. I've shared some stories of resilience and triumph that extended far beyond the athletic arena. So serving as powerful metaphors for our own lives, whether in business, personal development, or our pursuit of a passion, the lessons of perseverance, motivation, and sustained momentum will be our guides towards our own version of success. I invite you to reflect on your journey and the moments of resilience and recovery that you've experienced. Share your stories. You know, if you share your story, it might just be the one word or a phrase or the story that reminds somebody else they too can do it. Let's continue to inspire and uplift others. Don't be afraid to share where you were, where you are, and the messy middle. I do that here in this podcast all the time. I share that story when I speak on stages or to small groups or when I have one-on-one consultations. My past does not define me. I'm here because of it. I'm here in spite of it. I've learned how to deal with dyslexia and a learning disability and a speech impediment. I've learned to deal in spite of those things. It's up to you to decide if I'm successful. I know what I've succeeded. I don't need you to validate it. That's our what we own in our worthiness, right? I know that every single day I strive to be better. 1% better than I was yesterday. I want to be kinder and gentler. I want to encourage and empower at least one more person. So I want you to continue to inspire and uplift one another and be your biggest damn cheerleader. You know, I have inspirations and resources support. You can find it on my website and explore the Motivated to Be Fabbo content that I designed to empower and guide you on. So you can find it on the website, right? So thank you, my Fabbo listeners. And there's more to come, by the way, where I'm working on some new workshops with my good friend, Jen. So thank you, Fabbo listeners, for joining us today. Your dedication to growth, your encouragement to face challenges, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. It's what makes this community so special. It's what makes our entrepreneurship community special. That's what makes leadership so special. That's what makes the world of sports, especially women's sports, so special. Don't forget to subscribe to Be Fabbo Podcast for more content that aims to inspire, motivate, and empower you every step of the way. Together, let's keep embracing our mindset of a champion, rise with resilience, and create ripple effects of positive change in our lives and those around us. Remember, friends, you have the power to overcome adversity, to build momentum, and to lead with inspiration. Here's to being Fabbo and the winner in all of us, in sports, in business, and life. Till next time, friends. Oh, thanks again, Fabbo listeners, for sharing some space with me. I hope you found some motivation and encouragement. And I hope you got a big virtual in your earbud hug from the podcast today. I want to remind you that if you are feeling stuck and you want to start taking strategic steps that align with your purpose and your goals, if you're ready to shift your mindset from being defeated to a winner, ready to make an impact with your business, if you're ready to start betting on yourself and regain that confidence that you need to move forward, if you're ready to have somebody gently nudge you past those roadblocks and remind you that what's right here is just getting you ready for your next chapters of your amazing Fabbo business and your life story. If you're ready to get excited about your business and reconnect with your purpose, I invite you to reach out and do a discovery call with me. Let's find out if we're a good fit. Let's find out how we can work together. I can't wait to hear your story. I can't wait to hear your vision, where you've been and where you want to go. A Fabbo chat helps us for 1 hour. We can have a strategic business call that can just get you that mojo back, right? I will gently nudge you. My role as a coach is not to do the work for you, but to help you see the path that you're already on and to remind you that you're already Fabbo. I'm just here to remind you of that. So reach out in the show notes below, bobbybrinkman.com. Make sure to reach out. I'm here for you. Send me a DM. However you want to communicate. Let's get you moving forward. Let me help cheer you on. Let's work together. Because the world needs who you are. The world needs what you have to offer. And the creative industries that you serve, those clients are just waiting for you. They just don't know that they need you yet. Let's get you unstuck. Let's get you moving. I'm so happy you're here today. Have an absolutely fabulous day. Till next time, my friends. Peace and gratitude.